Hello, everyone. Today, I'm going to walk you through how to pull your English learner data from eSchool and get it into your LPAC EasyDocs spreadsheet quickly and easily. I'll show you the steps live in eSchool, then we'll switch over to a sample spreadsheet so you can see just how simple the copy and paste process really is. Let's get started. First, we're going to log into eSchool and head to the student search. I'm going to click the magnifying glass. You will see two options, simple and advanced. We want to click the advanced tab. Now we need to set up our search criteria. You're going to add two criteria here. For row 1, area is demographic, field name is current status, condition is equals, and value is active. Remember that in your user documents, you have screenshots of exactly what fields you need to grab if you need to reference it at any point. The second area is ELL. The field name is ELL entry/exit. Condition equal, value is yes. This makes sure we're pulling only your active English learners. You'll see the criteria grouping below. Automatically reads 1 and 2, and that's exactly what we want. Now, scroll down to the list field selection. This is where you choose which columns will show up in your report. You'll want to include grade, primary homeroom, though you might consider not including this one if you're running the report during the summer. I have found that this report tends to produce the room number for the students, and it's sometimes easier for me just to fill in their homeroom teacher later in the school year when I know who they've been assigned to. You'll want their building, whether they get IEP, dyslexia intervention, gifted, talented, or migrant services, their ELD program type, core content access, home language, ELL entry, exit, start date, their birth date, and their state reporting ID. You will notice that all of these match the fields that you will be putting into the spreadsheet that you made a copy of. You will also notice that the columns are in the same order, which will make it very easy when it's time to copy and paste. Once your fields are set, you're going to click the load arrows icon up at the top. It's right next to the save icon. That runs your search. And there your students will be listed if you scroll all the way down. For privacy reasons, I will not continue scrolling. When you're ready to generate your report, you're going to click the little paper icon with an X in it, and this will create the downloaded Excel version of your report. You can change the report title and click OK, and that will be downloaded to your computer. Now that we're done in eSchool, I'm going to switch to a sample data set of that information. In this data, I have swapped out real student names with fake names, fake birth dates, and fake sample IDs, so that way we can walk this through together without violating any student data or privacy. The first thing that I like to do before I start copying and pasting data from this spreadsheet is I like to freeze the top 3 rows. So I'm going to click that row, and I'm going to click View, Freeze, up to row 3. Now when I scroll, that header will remain up there, and I know what my categories are. The next thing I like to do is sort my data by grade first, then by building. That way, when I'm pasting into my LPAC EasyDocs template, everything is already organized the way I want it. So I'm going to click column C for grade and go Data, Sort Sheet from A to Z. And then I'm going to go to Building, Data, Sort Sheet from A to Z. If you only have one building, you probably don't need to do that step, but I have 6 campuses in my district. And so now my student data is sorted by grade and by campus. Now we're going to open up the LPAC EasyDocs template that was in your welcome email. It should have forced make you a copy, and so now you'll be able to import your own information. This spreadsheet is built to read the exact same column names, so please don't change the column names at the top. If you ever need to add an additional column, that is okay. You can add it at the very end of your data set, or if you want to put it in the middle. Sometimes I like to keep up with students' rail status and immigrant status. But again, do not change the headers that are already provided for you. At the bottom of your spreadsheet, you'll see your tabs. You'll have one, typically called LPA, and then a master template. The master template is there in case you ever need a clear copy. You can go to it, and it is locked to keep it safe until you need it. I like to make sure that I have a tab for my campuses that will help me stay organized and make monitoring my student progress and data throughout the year so much easier. So right now there's just this one, but I want to set up a tab for all my campuses. So if I click the little drop down arrow, I can click duplicate, and I'm going to rename that my first campus name. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to duplicate, and I'm going to keep doing that for all my different campuses. Based on your district configuration, you might do this per building, maybe elementary and secondary. You might do it for different grades. It really just depends. I have found I like to group my tabs based on who will be signing my paperwork. And since I have 6 different campuses, I'm going to go ahead and set those up for my schools at this time. So again, I just duplicate and then rename it. And then I have one more, my high school. And I can drag those in whatever order. So if I really want my elementaries to be listed first, I can now drag them in the order that I want them. While I'm here, I'm also going to go ahead and set up a tab for new students and drop students. So in fact, I'm just going to rename this one new students, and then I can duplicate that. And I can rename that to dropped students. The new students becomes a great way for me to keep up with students who need to be screened and paperwork completed. And then once I've done that, I can just copy the whole row of data and paste it to the campus that that student's enrolled in. And if I have a student who drops in the middle of the year, same thing, I can copy and paste their data from their campus to my drop tab. So that way my campus data is always up to date. But if those students were to return to me later in the year, I can just simply move their information back to the correct campus. So now that I have my tabs set up the way that I want them, I'm ready to start importing my student data. So I'm going to go to this spreadsheet, and I'm going to start with Cindy Diener. Now, if you notice, kindergarten tends to be after 3rd grade for some reason. So I'm going to come here and get my kindergarten students that are at Cindy Diener, and I'm going to Control-C to copy them. Then I'm going to come over here. Now, this is a great trick. Now, I'm going to Control, and while I'm holding Control, I'm going to hit the Shift key and the V key. It will now paste those and keep the formatting that I had from my spreadsheet. So I'm going to come back. I'm going to get that these are kindergarten students, Control-C, Control-Shift plus V, and I can always drag that if I need to give it a little more room. Teacher, I'm going to wait until they actually get assigned to fill that in. I can grab their school. Again, Control-Shift plus V. All right, now there's services, ELD support, access to core, home language, entry date, birthday, and state ID. As we notice, all of those are already set up in the exact same order. So what I'm going to do, and I'm actually going to freeze this first column, so that way as I scroll over, oh, well, I will have to do that later. I'm going to make sure that I get rows 35 through 40 for these students. And I'm going to go ahead and copy everything that's left on this row. So rows 35 through 40, I'm going to Control C to copy it. I'm going to come back over to my spreadsheet and make sure that I click in that first box for my student in the IEP section. I'm going to do Control Shift V, and now it keeps all that formatting. If you notice in our eSchool data, it uses N if the student does not get that service, and it uses Y if they do. Your spreadsheet is set up to recognize those N's and Y's and then know to either check the box or leave it blank. It will then drop in the ELD support they get, their access to core, their home language, entry date, birth date, and state ID number. In a later video, I will show you how to do the exact same thing with our LPA data from the spreadsheets you can download from the Atlas website. So then I'm just going to go, and now for this campus, I want my first grade, second grade, and third grade. So I can scroll down all the way from row 4 to row 34. Copy those, come over. Oh, and I'm going to do that Control Shift V to keep my formatting. I'm going to get their grade, Control C, Control Shift plus V. Now, when I know it's the same building, I can copy and paste it, or I can actually grab this little blue dot and just bring it all the way down. Oh, but you notice it changed the numbers there, so I'm actually not going to do that. I can just copy it here though and highlight those fields and then paste it, or I can grab it from the spreadsheet. All right, so now I'm going to go get their services and then all their other information. I'm getting that row 4 through row 34 and then sliding over to grab up all that information. And if you have any problems, just go and grab it again. Again, I'm going to do Control C. I'm going to come over here, and this time I'm going to make sure that I'm on that first row where I have not entered anything. Click in that first box, Control Shift V, and then there is all my student demographic information. And if you look at that, in a matter of minutes, I have set up an entire campus. I can always spot check to make sure that things are where I expect them to be, but it should copy and paste over just like you have it set up if you copy it from eSchool and follow those steps. Again, in a later video, I will show you how to do the same thing with your data from LPA that you can download from the Atlas website, but it will be a similar thing if you will download the spreadsheet, rearrange the columns to be in the correct order, and then you can copy and paste them very easily and do it in just a matter of minutes. So that would be the same thing. I would then continue scrolling through, and in this spreadsheet, my next campus would be McCray Elementary. So again, I'd go grab my kindergarten and then my other students and just continue populating my data fields as I go. And that's it. Pull your report in eSchool, sort it, copy your columns, paste into the template with Control plus Shift plus V. Use the drop-down arrows where you can, but if you use that Control plus Shift plus V, it will auto-populate those for you. And once you do it the first time, it really does go very quickly. At this point during the school year, all I have to do is keep up with my new students who get added and any students who drop, and it is just very easy to keep it all together in one place. Remember, check out the next video to see how to get the test date and then your testing data, copy and paste it into the spreadsheet, and then you'll be ready to upload it into the LPAC EasyDocs Hub to generate your paperwork. If you have any questions, send us an email. Good luck with all your ELL documentation. And as always, we hope LPAC EasyDocs can simplify your paperwork process.